Sponsored by rxcardclub.com. Get a free prescription drug card and save up to 85% on prescription drugs. rxcardclub.com, early birds, the plight and the promise of the 2024 Baltimore Orioles. I had a theory last October that the Baltimore Orioles would ultimately benefit from the crushing sweep that the Texas Rangers delivered to them in the 2023 American League Division Series. My rationale stemmed from the great dynasties in sports history. Harsh losses tend to turn good teams into great ones. Michael Jordan's Bulls faced multiple defeats from the Bad Boys Pistons before they rattled off 6 NBA titles. The Chiefs lost to Tom Brady before they could ascend to the top of the NFL. And similarly, in my view, the Orioles had to lose to the eventual champions on their way toward dominating the rest of the 2020s. My expectations, while high, weren't totally unreasonable. After inheriting a last-place squad in 2018, General Manager Mike Elias completely renovated the Orioles. He tore the team down to the studs and then nailed draft pick after draft pick, building a stacked farm system that MLB Pipeline ranked number 1 in baseball from the middle of the 2021 season to March of this year. The first player Eliass drafted, Adley Rutschman, was promoted early in the 2022 season. He was the start of a long line of highly touted prospects who will define the next era of Orioles baseball. And then, in 2023, a year after winning 83 games, the young O's arrived ahead of schedule. That season, Baltimore took the AL East with a staggering 101 wins, establishing itself as not only baseball's best young team but one of its best teams overall. The subsequent disappointment of the postseason caused some fans to wonder whether Eliass should have been more aggressive at the 2023 trade deadline, when the O's opted not to trade a single one of their top 25 prospects, but it was easy to see Eliass's vision for the future. With Rutschman, Gunnar Henderson, and a slew of other promising prospects on long-term contracts, Eliass chose to forgo more immediate help in favor of keeping the runway clear. Now, as Baltimore prepares to host the Kansas City Royals in the wild-card round of the 2024 playoffs, the Orioles will get their next crack at the postseason, but it's interesting how much has, and hasn't, changed a year later. The first half of 2024 went almost exactly as planned. Corbin Burnes, newly acquired in an off-season trade with the Brewers, got off to a historic start. Henderson raced out to an MVP-caliber start. The Orioles were locked in a battle with the Yankees for the AL East at the top of a wide-open American League. Number 1 prospect Jackson Holliday had a rough first stint in the majors before being sent back to AAA, but even his demotion highlighted the luxury of having both a first-place team and a top-ranked farm system. I can pinpoint the moment when I felt the 2024 season start to shift. It was a quintessential Baltimore day. I made a stop by Babe Ruths' childhood home a mere 2 blocks from Oriole Park, followed by a pit stop at Pickles for pre-game orange crushes.